Hello, everybody. Welcome to the stream. As you saw in the thumbnail, I am the slag. Apparently, you asked my girlfriend. I am the slag. I'm with Andy from Forgot World of Movies. Andy, how you doing, man?
Hi, Jason. You all right?
I'm very good, thank you.
Yeah.
Got a little bit of a cough, so to let everybody know in the chat who's watching right now, I'm going to be muting myself if I need to cough. So just bear that in mind. No one needs to hear me cough for half the stream. As there's not many people in the chat at the moment, I'm just going to ask Andy, what have you been watching lately?
Yeah, so yesterday, I've just been pretty much watching some 90s action movies that are first time watches for me. So I watched something called Passenger 57. That was a lot of fun. Charlie Sheen movie called The Chase. Dug that. It was quite fun. Drop Zone. Really enjoyed it. And similar movie to that, Terminal Velocity, another Charlie Sheen movie. So just some dumb, fun 90s action movies, and I enjoyed them. I was entertained. Yeah.
That film has like the most satisfying title, Terminal Velocity. It just sounds good to say.
Yeah.
I'm weird like that.
Yeah. It was yeah. It sort of rolls off the tongue, that title.
Yeah, it's really good. So I watched a couple of films today, back to back. Had a lot of fun with them actually, and that is the creature feature called Alligator from 1980. I hope there's not too much glare on the case, but really fun. I think if you like the typical kind of formula that Jaws kind of created, and you've got a lot of people following that similar formula, like, you know, there's a guy, he's of some kind of authority, but no one believes in that. There's this alligator that's eating his partner, and he's like, oh, you know, everyone's just like, oh, you lost another partner, man, you're terrible. No one believes him, and obviously he has to go out of his way to basically prove that it's a giant alligator under the city. Really fun creature feature, one of the best, I think, of the 80s. It's up there with Critters, Brain Damage, and Gremlins for me. I think it's a blast. And then after Alligator, I went straight on to the sequel, Alligator 2: The Mutation. This film came out, I think it was like 11 years later. I think so. The first film came out in 1980, and the sequel came out in 1991. It's a big gap for sequels.
Yeah.
This is pretty much a retread of the first movie. There's some people, I looked up some of the critical response to this film after watching it. There's a lot of people that just feel like it's kind of a lackluster remake. It's so close to the original in terms of how it's structured, that it does feel more or less the same movie, but obviously you've got different characters, and the reason why the alligator is so big is a different reason. But it's still fun. I still enjoyed myself. I thought it's still good.
Yeah.
Obviously, nowhere near as good as the first one, but still a pretty decent enough sequel. You know, if you want to, you know, if you enjoy that, if you enjoy the first one, I think you probably will enjoy the second one as well. So they come highly recommended for me. Thankfully, there's only 2 in the franchise, so yay! There's no Alligator 3. Hollywood, mate, Alligator 3. Yay! No, don't do that. Yeah, so creature features from the 80s. I do recommend the 2 Alligator movies, even though the sequel is not as good. Let's get to some comments.
Yep.
We have Lou in the chat. Welcome to the stream. He says, crash landing in. Hello there, Jason, and everyone in the chat. Hello there. No hello to Andy. That's rude. Rude. We have Volskin in the chat. He says, hello. And I say, hello back. Welcome to the stream. We have Luke Movies and TV in the chat. Hello, Luke. Welcome to the stream.
Hey, Luke.
We have the Pete of the Playtendo guy. We know him, don't we? I'm sure he's from somewhere. I know him from somewhere.
I think so. Yeah.
He says, evening, you two. I hope you're having a great weekend. Yes, because I was off today and I'm off tomorrow. So it's like a really nice little kind of, I don't get 2 days back to back off. So it's really nice for me. Did you get a 3-day weekend, Andy?
I do, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Nice. Absolute nice. We have Jason, the old millennial, in the chat. Welcome to the stream. He says, hey, Jason, and hey, Andy.
Hey,
hope you're doing well, Jason. Great name, by the way, as always. Soph's in the chat. She says, "Hey, my love. Hey, Andy. I see you love drinking out of my cup. You slag. I am the slag. See, proved it. I am the slag, and I'm drinking from the cup because I am a slag. Hellfire Club. Yeah.
Hey,
Or should I say, Hellfire Cup? Anyway, what am I doing? What am I doing? I don't know what's going on. Video Tasty said, "White 2 sugars, please." Soph, I don't know. Are you making Gareth tea, Soph? I'm well confused. Soph says, "Right, my love. My question for you both: if you could take 5 snacks and 5 films with you to a deserted island, what would you take?" Now, nah. The deserted island thing is fucking stupid because there'll be no electricity on a deserted island. But some people, like my love Sophie here, would say, "You're thinking too hard about it. Just pick some stuff." So, what will my picks be? 5 films. I'm assuming these 5 snacks, each snack, there's like an infinite amount of them, right?
I guess so. Yeah.
Because like, I can't imagine it being like 1 pack of this because I think I probably would have eaten through all of them within like the first 2 movies. So I don't know. Critters is up there because of course it is. Godzilla 54 because of course it is. I don't know what else. Probably the Burbs because it's just a fun feel good movie. I don't know. Malignant maybe because that's like one of my favorites. See, my brain just goes to horror straight away. That's why I chose the Burbs to break it up a bit.
Yeah, that was a fun film, the Burbs.
Yeah. I'd probably say maybe Hot Fuzz because that's a fun movie.
Yeah.
How many is that?
Yeah,
that's 5. There we go.
4 or 5? I don't know.
Critters, Godzilla 54, The Burbs, Malignant, Hot Fuzz, and what else?
I think that's 5, yeah.
Yeah, it's 5. No, is it? Yeah. I don't know about snacks. I'm a bit weird with snacks because it depends what I feel like, and it's always different. I would automatically say popcorn, but I don't really eat popcorn anymore. During the film, even at cinema, I don't. I still take some with me just to munch on, but by the time the trailers are over, I'm bored with popcorn. So popcorn's not really a go-to anymore like it used to be. I don't know. I am literally stumped with the snack question. If they were infinite, probably Kinder Buenos because they're amazing. I love those.
Yeah,
just the infinite supply of Kinder Buenos. You can get these sweet chili sensational crisps. I think they're called sensational. I forget what they're called, but they're like Tasty Orient, and it's like Walker's
it's like chili sensations or something like that. Yeah,
really nice. I'll probably take those because I like those. I might have to take some beef jerky. I love a bit of beef jerky.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's what I've got. That's what I've got for that. What about you?
Okay, so 5. If I'm taking 5 films, they've got to be movies that are fun, and potentially with being stuck on an island, they've got to have rewatch value for me. So, Addams Family Values is a fun movie. I'd take that with me. Fright Night. I never get bored of watching that. Can watch that on a loop. I just love that film so much. Yeah, maybe a Big Trouble in Little China, something like that. Trying to think what else.
I was trying to do that. I was like,
yeah, maybe something staple like Back to the Future, and yeah, I don't know what else. Maybe Heathers. I'd take Heathers with me. I've watched that. on repeat. Love that film. But
What about snacks? What would
snacks,
you eat these movies?
okay. I'd just probably take nachos, Pringles, Sour Patch Kids. I fucking love them. Strawberry laces, quite nice. And maybe like Terry's chocolate orange or something like that.
I'm not. I'm not a fan of chocolate orange.
Yeah, it's not for everyone, but yeah.
As there are more people in the chat, I've got a little bit of a cough, so I'll be muting myself when I cough. I think I accidentally muted the whole stream just now, so my bad. But I know that I can mute just me, so just bear that in mind. You probably can tell my throat's fucked today. We've got Basement Blues. He says, I still need to check out Alligator 2. Like I said, nowhere near as good as the first one, but I feel like if you like the first one, I don't see anything wrong with the sequel in terms of being an entertaining movie. It's still fun.
Yeah.
Pretty much tells a similar story of an alligator in the sewers, basically going on a rampage, but it's still pretty fun. You can tell the budget was a bit less because the special effects and stuff aren't as good. The alligator doesn't look as good. There's some really good shots of the alligator in Alligator. That's going to be awkward to say. There's some really good shots of the actual animal in Alligator where you see him walking through the streets. And my brain was like, it can't be CGI because it's fucking 1980. You didn't really have that.
No, yeah.
It moves too fluidly to be a suit. And there's close-up shots where you can tell it's a suit or it's a man-made prop as an alligator. So I don't know if it actually is. They got a trained, like, I don't know if you can train alligators, and they got an alligator to walk through the town, a big alligator to walk through maybe a mock-up town, because it just looks so fluid and so real. I'm like, that's really good. If that's a real alligator, that's really cool. Or if it's a suit, it's done really well. The actor inside it can really move really fluidly. That some of the effects in that first movie are actually really good. There's a bit where you see him go into the lake, like come out of the bush and go into the lake, but you're like from behind, like above and from behind, like isometric view, and you see him going. And it's so fluid that I'm just like, there must be a real alligator going into the water. Yeah, it's really, really cool effects in that movie. We have Gary Hedger in the chat. Hi, Jason. Hi, Gary. Hope you're doing well. Jason Armillennial says, I'll see you Wednesday, Andy.
Yeah. We're going to be on Pete's stream, I think, on Wednesday.
Oh, nice. Awesome.
So, yeah, I'll see you there, Jason.
Basement Blue says, hi, Jason. Hi, Andy. Well, hello, Basement Blues. How are you doing well? Angel of Darkness says, hi there, everyone. Hello, Angel of Darkness. Hello there. I'm well confused. Jason O'Malley says, do you have 3 first names? 3 first names? I'm well confused.
Yeah, I'm at a loss for that one as well.
Oh, I get it, because each of my names can be a first name. So my name's Jason David Brett. So Jason is the first name. David can be a first name. Brett can be a first name. I get it now. Yeah, well done. I got the joke. Yay. Well, I presume it's the joke. You do that impression in front of Sophie? Yeah, all the time. I'm full of impressions. Me, not really. I'm taking the piss. Pete says or asks, "What do you want to see from Scream 6?" I'm done with the Scream, if I'm honest. I don't really know where because there's only so much they can repeat the formula before it gets tired. Like I remember watching the first 4 back to back. And by the time you get to the 4th one, I'm done. Like the first 2 Screams are pretty, the first one is a masterpiece, I think, in terms of it being a kind of fourth wall breaking horror. The second one, I think, is a pretty decent sequel. Has one of my favorite sequences in any horror film is when they're stuck in the car and they've got to like squeeze out without waking Ghostface. That sequence is awesome. I love that. Whole scene. But when you get to 3, it's just like I'm in real life. People go through traumatic experiences, loads of people. But for that same traumatic experience to happen 4 or 5 times, I'm just like, I don't buy this at all.
Yeah.
I don't buy this, and you just get tired. And I feel like with Scream 5, when they're just going to call it Scream because it's what Hollywood are doing now, which is fucking weird. You've got to put a date on it now, which is really annoying. Scream 2022. Yeah, I feel like they didn't take enough risks to change it up, to make something a bit more fresh with it. And I feel like I still enjoyed that film, but I feel like they just played it way too safe.
Yeah, I agree.
And they try to comment on the current trend in Hollywood with horror, where it's like, we take the original movie, but then we just ignore the sequels and make a straight direct, a direct sequel from the original. But Scream 5, it's not a direct sequel to the first one. It takes place after the first 4, like.
Yeah.
So it's really strange, like the way they try to comment on things, but yet they're doing it's weird, and I don't know where Nev Campbell is basically not going to be in the new one. Maybe this is their chance to do something a bit different that doesn't have to have her in it, because after the 5th one, I know that story wasn't really about Sidney Prescott. It wasn't really her story. I feel like they need to start thinking of how to tell a story that is as interesting as the first Scream movie in the Scream universe, but doesn't. Sidney Prescott is no longer in the franchise. It's like we've done with her. She's had that story. She's had that story told 6 times, 5 times. Why do it again? Loads of people are upset that she didn't sign off on the 6th one, but maybe they'll have to be imaginative and actually think of something interesting for the 6th one. But as it stands, I'm kind of tired of them now, and I'm like, they could have just left it at the 5th one.
Yeah.
But what's your opinion? I've babbled on enough.
I think when we get the 6th one, it's going to be strange without Sidney Prescott. Either way, just because she's been in all the others. But yeah, I'm kind of like you. I'm kind of done. It feels like they're only making a 6th one because the 5th one was successful.
Of course, yeah.
That's the only reason why the 6th one is justified. It doesn't really need to be told. I don't think they can do anything new with it. I don't think they can. I don't know. I just don't think they can bring anything new. I can't see them, having that impact that the first one has. I just can't see it.
I hear a lot of rumors, like not rumors, but fan theories, just like, maybe Stu survived from the first movie. I'm just like, if they were going to bring Stu back, they would have done it within the last 5 movies. Yeah. It was a big rumor for the 5th one. Didn't happen, of course.
Mm-hmm.
There's loads of people trying to say that the mannerisms of Ghostface is Stu's mannerisms in the costume for Scream 5, but obviously it turned out not to be him, and he's not in it. So I think if they were going to bring him back, they would have done it already. And I don't think it's going to happen. If it does, I'll stand corrected, but I don't know whether I feel like it's the right decision. Yeah,
I agree with that.
But I will say it'd be cool to see Kirby come back from Scream 4 because she survived Scream 4. Because there's a newspaper clipping, little Easter egg in Scream 5 that says that she survived. So it'd be cool to see, maybe not have a film surrounding her, but have her maybe take the place of Sidney Prescott and be that survivor to help whoever's basically being hunted down by the Ghostface this time around. I don't know. They're going to do what they're going to do. Hollywood is going to Hollywood, and I'm pretty much done.
Yeah.
Will I be the problem, and will I still be the part of the problem and go and see it? Probably. But as it stands, it feels like it's just like you said. It's like it's the cash grab sequel of all cash grabs.
Yeah.
At the moment. Luke asks, have you watched Stranger Things 4? Of course, I think the whole world has at this point, more or less. Yeah, I thought it was great. I think it's probably one of the best. I think it's on par with season 1. I think season 1 and season 4 are the best from that series, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think it's great. I think the show itself for me is a little bit overrated. Just how massive it is, and there's things that Stranger Things does that I've seen in other movies, and I would rather watch those movies. But I still like Stranger Things, if that makes sense. Like I still like the show. I've got it on. I've got all 4 seasons on Blu-ray, and I've cared enough to go out and buy them. But yeah, I still like the show.
Yeah, I know. Like when we get season 5, and it comes to a hopefully a satisfying conclusion, I'm really looking forward to going. It's a show that I'm looking forward to rewatching all the way through again. Because if people don't know, I actually just like before season 4 came out. Well, I think it was just when season 4 kind of started airing, the first part of season 4. Obviously, Soph was really excited and she was trying to get me to watch it. And I was just like, yeah, whatever. But then I had nothing else to do, and I thought, you know what, I'm actually going to give this a go. And I marathoned the first 3 seasons in like a few weeks, and then I basically watched the whole of season 4, and yeah, really enjoyed it. I thought it was great. Season 2 is a bit weak in terms of its storytelling. I just don't think Will's a very interesting character in terms of they pretty much surrounded 2 seasons around him, more so in season 2, but obviously he was the lost kid in season 1. So I don't think the actor is particularly good either. So like I don't really find him very interesting. Yeah, and I feel like the show doesn't feel like there's a lot of people that like the whole 80s nostalgia and stuff like that from the show, but I only really feel like they had that kind of real kind of 80s kind of nostalgia bait kind of stuff in season 1. I think after season 1, it just happened to be a show set in the 80s. I didn't really get much of a nostalgia kick from it after that. Season 1's got all the nostalgia bubbles in there, but after that, like season 2 was weak in terms of storytelling. There's that one episode that I can't stand where she finds that other number 8, and it's just like this episode is pointless. Like yeah, I don't know, like it's weird because people hold it up as being one of the best shows ever. Like for it to be a best show ever, it's got to be top notch all the time. It's like one of my favorite show of all time is Breaking Bad, and I think that doesn't have a weak season at all. I think every season is fucking bang on.
Yeah, I agree.
Like I would also I would put Game of Thrones on there, but after season 6, that went downhill really quickly for me, so I can't really put that up there. So there's not many series. I don't watch much TV anyway, but when I do watch TV, Breaking Bad was just like flawless in my opinion. There might have been one episode where it was just like a filler, where it's like about Walter White trying to get this one fly out of his laboratory.
Yeah.
One episode where it's like it's clearly a filler episode, but I digress. Like, yeah, I don't think Stranger Things is like the be all end all best TV ever.
Yeah,
but it's a really fun series that I've enjoyed. So I'm rambling on now. How do you feel about Stranger Things?
I like it. I think it's a fun show. It's got good characters. I like it. It's got great music in it. But yeah, it's nowhere near my favorite show. It probably doesn't even enter in the top 10 for me. But I still like it.
I don't think I've watched that many shows to even have a top 10, to be honest with you. If you count anime shows, anime counts, doesn't it? It's still a TV show.
Yeah.
I've got a cough again. Fucking cough, man. Right. Jason Armadale says, "Can you explain the English monarchy to me? I'm an American. They don't really have any political power, but you keep them around." I don't know. I have no. I'm not educated to talk about that, and also I don't care. So I don't know. Like, to be brutal, I've had no care in the world about the whole monarchy and royalists and stuff. I mean, it's sad that we've lost the Queen. I mean, like, we're not going to get a reign like that again. 70 years on the throne.
Yeah.
Like, my mum, she's only ever known the Queen all her life. She's had the Queen, so it's weird that we're going to get a king, which is going to be weird for the majority of us. I mean, there's probably people that remember having the king before Elizabeth probably are really, really old or not alive anymore, which is kind of sad. But yeah, I'm not educated enough to really answer that question or explain it, and I don't care enough to want to learn about it either, if I'm honest. But I will say, you say that they don't really have any political power. Every decision by our government has to be approved by the king or queen.
Yeah.
So they do have the final kind of yes, go ahead with that kind of thing. So that's the only thing I really know about it. Yeah. But that's all I can really say. I'm sorry that I'm no use to you, Jason.
Yeah. No, it's like if the king tomorrow decided he wanted to get rid of Parliament and everything, he could just snap his fingers and it'd be gone.
Oh wow.
That's if he wanted to. Yeah.
I think Charles will he'll keep the standards of Elizabeth, I think.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I don't think he'll muddy the waters with weird decisions.
It's weird hearing the national anthem be sung with King instead of Queen.
Yeah.
Because like you said, if you're younger than 70 in this country, you've only ever known a queen.
Yeah.
In power. So we've got strange times ahead, I think.
Yeah, all the coins have got to be re-stamped.
All the money has to be changed. Yeah.
All the money's got to be have his face on. I've noticed something because obviously I deal with money all day with my day job. I've noticed that who's the other guy on the notes? It's William Churchill, isn't it?
It's
you've got a different one note, and then on the back you've got. I swear it's Churchill, but I don't know why he's on the notes still. Because he's no longer prime minister. He hasn't been prime minister for fucking decades. Yeah, I don't know. I don't understand it. I don't care. Let's move on.
Yeah.
People are going to call me heartless. I don't care about the rules and that. I mean, it's sad. She was 96. What would you expect, to be honest?
Yeah.
And the whole nation is sad about it. Like there was 24-hour queues to go and see her coffin last couple of days. It's madness.
I think that's what's so sad about it for people, is because we don't know any different than to have a queen. We just don't know. We're stepping into completely, undiscovered country, as it were, now with a king. A lot of people in the UK.
Yeah. But until it affects me, I'm whatever. It is what it is. I don't.
Yeah.
I don't hope I'm not being too harsh to everyone in the chat, but it's just the way. It's just me being honest about it. Like Anyway, what am I doing? Lou says, here's a question. What is the best meal to eat while watching a movie, in your opinion? In my opinion, it's pizza. Me and Soph, we like to get a Chinese and watch a movie. I love Chinese. I could eat Chinese all day, to be honest. I could eat, Chinese all day. I love pizza. Me and Soph love pizza as well. So there's sometimes when we get pizza as well. But yeah, I'd say pizza or Chinese for me.
Yeah, I'm the same. I mean, you've got to be one real miserable fucker to not like pizza. It's
Darrow. Sorry, my brother doesn't like pizza. So I'm shouting.
I'm in total agreement with pizza, man. Yeah.
What kind of pizza do you like though?
Pepperoni for me all day long. Pepperoni.
See, I like to make my own pizza. You know, you can go to like pizza and build your own pizza.
Yeah.
I like to have pepperoni, but I like to have pepperoni and like all the spicy stuff like jalapeno. I like pizza spicy, so I like jalapenos on it and stuff.
Yeah.
That's my go-to. Like I think it's called American Hot in most pizza places. That's probably my go-to because I like a bit of pizzazz with my pizza. And the age-old question, Andy: pineapple on pizza?
No, not for me.
Is that a straight no?
Yeah,
I've never understood the hatred, to be honest, because I can take it or leave it. It doesn't bother me. If it's on there, I'll eat it. If it's not on there. Like, it doesn't bother me at all.
No.
But I've never understood the stigma. It's always like a passionate discussion with pizza fans. Like, no, you can't have pineapple. Who gives a shit? I mean, there's places in America where you could put bacon on your donut. So who gives a fuck? Like, come on, guys. Who cares? If you're not eating it, who gives a shit?
Yeah,
exactly. People enjoy stuff, man.
Yeah.
Unless it's like hurting people, when we shouldn't let that happen. Okay, Soph says, I think you can train alligators. You just dangle meat in front of them. They do it at Australian zoos. I bet it's harder than that. I don't know. Maybe you're right, but I don't know. Luke says, I have my own channel. It's called Luke Movies and TV. Go and subscribe to Luke, everyone, if you haven't.
Yeah, I'm subscribed.
Give him a bit of a head start. Dr. Impossible of Counterpunch 1984. The channel, I don't even know if he's a channel or not, to be honest, but the YouTube name is the best on the platform. Jason, just watched the Australian croc film Dark Age. The croc in that film was an astonishing piece of animatronics. Film was produced by Anthony Ginani. I don't know. Ginani? Would you say Ginani? I don't know. And starred John Jarrett. It's Australia's Jaws. Awesome. I do have a box set for the Italian killer crocodile movies, but I've not watched those yet. But they seem a lot of fun. They're meant to be quite fun. I'll have to look that up. Dark Age. Someone put that in my brain for me and let me remember it. Thanks. Pete says, of all the things you've pre-ordered, what are you most looking forward to getting? Probably have to be the Scream Factory 4K of the Evil Dead remake. I can't wait to get that. I can't wait.
That sounds like a treat. That
that's like people hate me for this, but it's my favorite Evil Dead movie. Yeah, I love the original. I love Evil Dead 2. Evil Dead 2 is probably the best film that's come out in 1987. Just FYI, it probably is the best film that come out that year, in my opinion. But something about that remake, it had everything for me. It was so faithful to the original. It had practical, just gore in a plenty, and it had the correct tone that I was looking for.
Yeah,
it had that just fucking messed up, really dark tone. All those kids got fucking brutalized. It was glorious.
Yeah.
And it didn't pull no punches. It was just like, this is going to be the most fucking savage, brutal movie at the time, anyway, to come out. And to be honest, I don't think there's many films that have come out since it that can top how vicious it is. It's fucking really savage. I love that film. I think the actress who plays Mia, she's really good in that film. And I just like where they give a reason for them being at the cabin. Like, she's a drug user. She's got to she's going into detox. She's got to basically detox herself off them. And it's a clever thing because when she goes into like cold turkey and starts going mad, they don't believe her because they just think she's like relapsing or whatever you call it with drugs or that.
Yeah, I think it is relapse. Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's really good. The practical effects of that film are just still some of the best.
Yeah, they're great. Yeah,
fucking really good. But yeah, that's probably my favorite. Probably my most looking forward to pre-order is 4K Evil Dead remake. How about you, Andy? Anything on pre-order?
Yeah, got a couple of things. I've got the 4K Highlander on pre-order. Really looking forward to checking that out because I love that film. I think it's great. I've also got on pre-order Ghost Watch on Blu-ray because that is one creepy film. I can't wait to see what that looks like on Blu-ray. It's fantastic.
Sorry,
That's probably like one of the best found footage movies, I think.
sorry, what film?
Ghost Watch.
I've got that on pre-order as well. Yeah,
Yeah.
101 Films. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. And I've got the 4K Steelbook of Robin Hood from Arrow coming as well.
I do plan to get there at some point, but I'm not in a rush for it, to be honest.
Yeah.
Forget what other things I got. I don't think I've got anything else pre-ordered aside from I've got Evil Dead remake on 4K from Shout Factory, and I've also got their Army of Darkness 4K from Shout Factory. I wasn't originally going to get Army of Darkness because I'm not the biggest fan of that movie, but I thought to myself, if I get both of them, it means I've got all the Evil Deads on 4K, which is a cool thing anyway, just for collecting purposes. And also, it's the best way to give it another go is on 4K. You know, I might actually find myself liking it more on a rewatch. But I've always said to me that Evil Dead Remake had the exact tone I wanted. Evil Dead 1 had a similar kind of scary tone. Evil Dead 2 kind of blurred the line, I think, perfectly between horror and comedy. It was a perfect kind of balancing act. That's why I still love Evil Dead 2. Army of Darkness goes way too much into straight up comedy, and it's not for me. Maybe I might get into it with the 4K, but something is telling me I'll probably have the same opinion after a rewatch. But that's just me. Pete says, very tempted to pre-order the Austin Powers HMV set. It's quite nice. Is that a new release, Pete?
Yeah, that's one I've got on pre-order as well. I just looked at it on HMV and it looks a very, very nice set. So I was just like straight away, yeah, I'm going to pre-order that because I think it's only the first movie on Blu-ray currently.
I don't think I've seen those films in like 15 years. It's been a long time. I've not seen those movies in ages. Soph says, Jeepers Creepers Reborn released only in theaters for a 3-day run. Not a film I am too fussed on watching. Not just because the director of the originals is scum, just didn't click with the first film. Yeah, I tell you what, I don't know about you, Andy, but me and Soph, it was the first time watch for Soph, but it was a rewatch for me. Jeepers Creepers, the first one.
Yeah. I
used to really like that film. On a rewatch, I didn't care for it at all. I was kind of bored, to be honest.
Okay.
How do you feel about that movie?
I don't mind it. I think it's watchable.
Yeah.
It has a great shot in that movie where the truck just comes straight behind the car and it's in the distance. But yeah, it's a take or leave film for me. It's okay. Like Soph said, what the director's done behind the scenes is absolutely atrocious, and he deserves everything he gets. But yeah, it's just one of those take or leave movies to me. Yeah.
Fair enough. But yeah, for me, it's take or leave it, but it's mostly leave it at this point. I even sold my Blu-ray after the rewatch. I'm just like, I don't think I'll watch this again. Yeah. If I'm honest, I don't think I've seen the sequel for a very long time, but I don't remember even liking the sequel, to be honest. Dr. Impossible says, "Evening, Jason and the dude. Are you the dude?"
Apparently so. Even Dr. Impossible.
Sean Sheridan, welcome to this. Have I welcomed into the stream? I can't remember. I think this is the first comment I've seen as Sean. I think so. Welcome to the stream, Sean. He says, Sophie, the director has no involvement in the new one. Sold his right. It's a complete reboot. Okay.
Yeah.
Might be. Hopefully it'd be all right. Maybe, but I don't know. Sean also says, yeah, you should. Yes, the director was a scumbag, but the creeper is a horror icon. It's a new start. Interesting. Plagendo guy says, if you could bring back one horror series, what would it be, and what would you like the plot to be about? So the problem with horror is there's more horror franchises that I could say, yeah, get rid of those now. There's more horror franchises for me that I could say you can stop that. You can stop, rather than bring any back. You know, I obviously I would say Critters, but Critters has had somewhat of a return in 2019. It was a bad return. You know, no budget, just people that didn't really understand what Critters is and just made their own fucking shitty movies and shitty mini series. So I don't know. I don't really know what to say because, I mean, the first one that comes to mind right now is Friday the 13th. We haven't had a Friday the 13th in like 14 years.
Yeah.
Is it 14 years?
13? I think is it 2009? Last one?
Yeah, 30. Yeah.
We need a 13th Friday the 13th movie.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Yeah, I don't know what else, to be honest. Like, because out of the big ones, Chucky's still going. Hellraiser has got a new film basically round the corner. What else? Scream's just had a new film and getting another new one.
Yeah.
So I don't know what horror franchises that were good had stopped early. What would you say? I can't think of any.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd say we haven't really had a decent zombie movie, but I suppose with everything with Walking Dead in the last couple of years, that's sort of taken care of that genre, to be honest. But
it's kind of took the wind out of its sails, really. Like I think, you know, after season 2 of Walking Dead, I think Walking Dead systematically killed the zombie genre because it was just fucking apparently, from what I've heard about it, is that it's awful. I remember when that came out, I watched the first season and really liked it. Watched the second season, liked it a bit less. Watched the third season, liked it a bit less, then just stopped watching. So, from my own perspective, just watching the first 3 seasons, it immediately declined after season 1 and just kept going, dropping. So, I can imagine all these people that have watched all 10 seasons so far. I can't imagine it's been a very, you know.
I'm up to date with it. Yeah. Well, it's one of them. But
I can't think of fucking horror franchises that have just stopped.
I can think of horror movies that I would like to see a sequel or more of a second or third movie that we never got. Like I would love to have seen like a follow-up to Night of the Creeps or another follow-up to Fright Night, stuff like that. You know, I'd like to see those characters back again for like another movie, but
yeah, I really don't know. Yeah, I've got no answers, man. Like, yep, I got nothing. Awkward silence because I got nothing. I got nothing here. Oh, here we go. Gremlins. Only had 2 movies. Yeah. Maybe that's a good thing because they're both really good movies.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
We don't want them to fucking ruin it. And I don't think they should make a Gremlins film without Joe Dante. He needs to be involved because Gremlins 1,
absolutely, yeah.
Gremlins 2, in my opinion, are going to be much better than the first one. In my opinion, I love Gremlins 2. I fucking love that movie.
That's the one I watched more of when I was a kid. It was always Gremlins 2 over Gremlins. Yeah.
Oh, I love that film. Yeah, I'd say Gremlins would be a good one. But maybe it's a good thing that it's only stuck to 2 movies. It's very rare for a director to come back and do a sequel, but Joe Dante did do that, which is great, and I think he made pretty much a 10 out of 10 movie. I think that I love that film. I think it's fantastic.
Yeah.
I don't know what else. Horror movies to come back. Horror franchises. We haven't had an Elm Street movie since 2010.
Yeah,
But I think that should be left alone at this point, though.
yeah, I do. I think I'm sort of done with that. Elm Street.
I know I said like Friday the 13th before, but maybe they should leave that alone because I've got that box set from Scream Factory. This is a perfect, just all of them. They're done. That's the franchise.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the thing I get worried about with if they reboot these franchises or bring them back is they're going to try and to like cater them to an audience that never grew up with them, that are not familiar with those franchises. You know, like me and you and people of our age. You know, but these kids that are like in their like late teens or early 20s. No offense to people in the chat if you're that age. But like a lot of these people haven't seen these movies, and I feel like Hollywood has a thing of trying to cater to a younger demographic, and that might completely change the tone and style of those movies. So it's a bit weird.
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
because for example, when Hereditary came out, so many people that I spoke to about that film that I worked with that were like in their in the early 20s, they were saying that it was rubbish, it was boring, because they wanted a straight up just jump scare-a-thon, which I think is the worst idea of all time. But I feel like Hereditary is one of the best horror films of the last decade. Like, it's one of the best. And when I hear people say, "Oh, it was boring," it should be, I was hoping it to be really, really, really jumpy, scary. I'm just like, yeah, but films can be scary without having that noise. I'll be scared. Like, no. I don't know. Like, I just feel like from what I've heard and what I've grown up seeing, certain movies that I thought were fantastic and like really kind of taking horror to a different place and being really creative. The general audience don't care about that shit. They just want jump scare,
Yeah, I get that. Yeah, because
I don't know. I might be a bit like being a bit of a boomer with that. With that, as they say, shut up, boomer. Maybe I'm one of those guys, but I'm actually a millennial. I was born in '86, guys. Just let you know. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know what they could bring. I don't know what I want them to bring back, and I don't know what they could bring back successfully.
Yeah, I'm the same. Because
if Hollywood brings back anything, it's they're only bringing it back based on money.
Yeah,
that like I've just realised that Hollywood doesn't resurrect a franchise because they've got this new creative idea. It's all about, seems like this franchise still got a little bit of life. It's getting watched a lot on Netflix. It's getting rented a lot off of Amazon. Bring out a new one. And it's all money based decisions. I know they're a company and that's what companies do. They're there to make money. I know, but I don't have any trust that if any of these franchises that I've not mentioned that I can't think of do get a return, they never get rebooted and brought back for good reasons, in my opinion. Yeah. You think Halloween 2018 was brought back because they had a great new cool idea?
No. Yeah, exactly.
And it's probably done gangbusters for them as well, to be honest. Sorry, I got a cough. Muted myself. This is a very uneventful stream. So did you watch Jason's stream? Yeah, what was it? It's just Jason talking bollocks and coughing. I didn't hear anything from that Andy guy. I mean, I've got a point. Lou says Puppet Master, but make the puppets life-sized. No. I just said no. I disagree. That franchise sucks just immediately. Like, the first movie's shit, and I can imagine the rest of them are shit. So I know I couldn't say next. I've not seen the others, but I didn't like the first one, so I'm not gonna like any of the others, right? So it's about fucking 14 of them as well. No,
yeah,
don't bring it back. It's been going fine, so it needs to die. Look, if you've got more than 10 entries, you need to stop. And I'm just saying,
Yeah.
Fast and Furious, stop. Right?
Yeah.
Oh, it's going to have its 10th entry, isn't it? So yeah, that's when it needs to end at Fast 10. I think. I've not seen any of those. I think I've seen the first 2 Fast and Furiouses.
They all blended. They all blended into one for me, I think.
Look, I know I said if you've got 10 entries, you need to stop. But Godzilla's got like 38 entries. But Godzilla's allowed to go carry on, yeah? Godzilla can carry on. He has my permission. I told me just was like, wait, I can't say that because Godzilla. I'm such a hypocrite. Fucking hell. So says, I love Stranger Things. I'm a massive fangirl for it. We know.
It's good.
We know, so well done. We know, yeah. Jason the Old Man says, okay, that's interesting. The king has more power than I knew. Yeah. And he'll probably have more. He'll have more power than the queen did have. Because as far as I'm aware, kings tend to have more. More. I don't know. I could be misthinking this and being miseducated. But I swear someone told me that, the king will have more things under his control than the queen did because he's a king. And I thought, that's a bit sexist, isn't it? It's a bit old-fashioned.
Yeah.
But I digress. I don't care. Why whatever. Pete says, we all know I need to see Stranger Things and Game of Thrones. I'm currently rewatching Avatar Legend of Aang. I've not seen the Avatar cartoon, to be honest.
It's pretty good, yeah. I quite enjoyed it.
I mean, I don't like when someone says you need to see something. You don't need to watch them, Pete. You can if you want to, but you don't need to. Because I always feel when someone goes, "You need to see it," it's as if like to say, it's as if they're saying it's like almost like a demand.
Yeah.
No, it's not really a command because the command will say you must see this.
Yeah.
I command you to see this, but when they say you need to, it's like they're acting like you're gonna die if you don't.
just watch it if your interest is piqued. Just watch it then. If you've got no interest, don't watch it.
Look at me. I started watching Stranger Things when season 4 aired, so I was like 6 years late to the party anyway.
Yeah.
I'm glad I did check it out because it's really good. Sophie says, guys, you don't want to be around him once he starts farting after eating the pizza. Yes, death gas, ahoy. Fuck yeah. Luke says, have you guys watched Cobra Kai? I have not watched any of Cobra Kai because I've never really had any kind of nostalgia for Karate Kid, so I just don't care. Yeah. Might change when I rewatch Karate Kid, but as it stands, it's whatever. I'm glad people are enjoying it, but I have no interest in watching it.
Yeah, I'm pretty much the same. I like the first Karate Kid movie, and that's probably where like my liking for that franchise stops, is with the first movie, because 2 and 3 they're not the best movies, and I just think the first movie is good. I just don't care to watch the TV show about it. I'm sure the TV show is very good, and I'm probably missing out on a great show, but yeah, I've just got no interest.
Lou says, speaking of Evil Dead, did you know there was a Japanese Evil Dead film? I know there's a Japanese film that is called the Japanese Evil Dead. His moniker is that. The English speaking people go, oh, it's the Japanese Evil Dead, but I don't think it's a part of the franchise whatsoever. It doesn't legally have the Evil Dead name. I forget what it's called. It's called something insane, like Bodybuilder Mass Blood Orgy or something. Something stupid like that, I think it's called. But I do know of it, but I have no interest really into watching it.
Yeah.
Dodger Impossible says, lay on a banquet fit for a cannibalistic doctor. Taste the sweet red wine of 1996. Chateau Palan. I'll probably pronounce these words wrong. Secure with liver. Served whilst watching Hannibal 2001 on DVD. Dinner is served. I've not seen any of the films after Silence of the Lambs.
Okay.
Are they worth a watch?
I'd say go back and watch Michael Mann's Manhunter, because that's a great film. Red Dragon's pretty much a remake of that movie. It's okay, but they pretty much just like made it so they could have Anthony Hopkins back as Hannibal Lecter. But Hannibal and Hannibal Rising weren't the best for me. I just say stick with Silence of the Lambs, to be honest, and give Manhunter a watch, because that's a cracking film.
Hello, hi. Sorry, I had to spit in a cup because I coughed up crap, and you didn't want to watch that, so I turned my camera off. I do apologise. Lou says, Evil Dead-like films. Demons, Cabin in the Woods. I know there is more out there, but I can't remember. Yeah, I think it's Cabin in the Woods. Cabin in the Woods is straight up just a massive homage to like horror films in general. I love Demons. It's one of my favourite Italian movies. Demons. Set in the cinema. I love that film. Have you seen Demons?
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah,
it's a great movie. That one of the best movies set in a theatre. It's awesome.
The practical effects when that person transforms, she bursts out of the cinema screen and she starts transforming, and like her teeth kind of fall out and it changes to flames. Yeah. Really cool practical effects, like really cool. I think like her fingernails can't break apart, and it's just like real claws coming out. It's like really good practical effects. Platon the guy says, watch Man of Fire. Fun film, if a bit long, but what is your favourite Denzel Washington film? I don't think I've seen enough of his movies. Man on Fire is a really good one, though.
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
that's the one I would think of when thinking Denzel Washington. I've not seen any of the Equalizer movies, so I've not seen those. See, now trying to think of what he's in is really difficult.
There's one I really like called Ricochet. I think it's an awesome movie. Yeah. Glory's a great movie as well. Malcolm X is great. Yeah.
I've seen that. There's a theme here.
Yeah.
I should start a podcast called Not Seen That and just talk about films I haven't seen. Be amazing. So says, Evil Dead 2013 traumatized me, and you hiding behind the door and growling did not help. Yes. We were watching Evil Dead 2013 and she had to go to the toilet. So we paused it. She went to the toilet and as she came back, I did a sound and she shit herself. Basement Blue says he prefers Jeepers Creepers 2. Not seen that in a long time, if at all. I can't even think I've seen it at all, to be honest. I probably have at some point in my life. I just can't remember. Dr. Boswell says, I wonder what the author of Silence of the Lambs eats as a favourite meal. If Thomas Harris is in the chat, enlighten me. We have Josh, Classic Reviews. How you doing? Hope you're doing well.
Hey, Josh.
Says, guys, how are you both? I'm doing pretty good. I've got a cough. Right. I am doing all right. Yes. God, I'm well yawning today. I don't know why. Maybe I don't have enough sleep. Jason the Old Man says, I thought The Hurricane was a good Denzel Washington movie.
Yeah, it's a good film.
Luke says, I enjoyed Jeepers Creepers 1. That's fair. I used to enjoy that, but what was I going to say? Yeah, I used to enjoy it, and then I rewatched it, and it wasn't for me.
Yeah.
I didn't have time to mute myself there. Sorry. So Lou says, "Oh my goodness, Soph! Oh my goodness, Soph! Did he really do that?" The remake was technically a film that took place in Ash's absence, but yeah, many see it as a remake. I think it was always billed as a remake, right? I'm sure of it.
I think so. Yeah. Yeah.
The fact that it's just called Evil Dead just tells me it's a remake. I know Halloween 2018 isn't a remake and it's just called Halloween, but we're talking 2013 here. Remakes had one name of the original, just the name.
Yeah.
Hollywood likes to fucking confuse the fucking audiences, don't they? Fucking
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
So it says I would have liked to have seen the collected third film they were planning to make. Yeah, the collected. Apparently, that film went into it just fell apart during production. I think it fell apart and got cancelled, and then when they were thinking about actually resuming production, actually maybe bringing it back off the floor again, one of the crew members stole all the footage they shot or something along those lines.
Oh, wow.
I read or so read. So yeah, they've lost all the footage I did shoot. They've lost because someone stole it. It's all right though, because that first collector is really good. The second one's not very good at all. So I can't imagine the third one being very good.
I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it either of them.
I recommend the collected. Really good, really good home invasion movie. Oh, I say home invasion. It's not the person's home. I guess it's a house invasion movie. There you go.
Yeah.
Lou says, "Killer clowns from outer space with more human-looking clowns like Pennywise would be most terrifying."
Yeah, I agree with that.
The thing is, I think that's that movie in its goofiness is intentional.
Mm-hmm.
They're intentionally meant to look that silly.
Oh yeah.
That's why I kind of adore that movie for its just silliness.
Yeah, it's over the top, isn't it?
There's some really creepy bits where there's got a little girl in the restaurant. You've got the clown going like this to her, like, "Come to me." It's fucking fucking creepy.
I think it's yeah. There is some creepy. There's one bit that creeps me out is when the clown's using the cop as like a dummy. Creeps me out that bit. Yeah.
That's a fun little film though.
Oh yeah, I love Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
Made by the Chiodo brothers, who made the Critters. So
yeah.
They automatically get 10 points from me. We have Linda in the chat. If people don't know who Linda is, that is Sophie's mum. Hello, Linda. How you doing? Well.
Hey, Linda.
Luke says or asks, "Andy, when is your next video, mate?"
I don't know. I just haven't had the bug to do it, to be honest. Probably next video is probably going to be pickups at the end of the month. Yeah, I just think if your heart's not in it, don't make yourself make a video, because you want to do it when you're in the mood to do it. Don't feel as if you've got to chain a video out for the sake of it.
Yeah, I totally. Sorry, I was getting rid of some shitty comments, but yeah, I totally agree. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dr. Impossible says, "I don't know about Fright Night. I don't know what it means here. Our film is too nicely shaped and presented for a sequel, but Tom Holland keeps threatening the possibility of a sequel. There was already a sequel, though, right?
Yeah. There's
Like
two
from
movies
the
and a
80s.
remake, but
Oh,
yeah,
there's a sequel to the remake as well.
yeah, there is. Yeah,
So
yeah.
there's 4 films altogether.
Oh, yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I love that first movie. I think it's perfect.
It's my favorite vampire film,
Yeah, mine too.
hands down. My favorite.
Yeah, mine too. I absolutely love it. Just yeah, everything about that film, the music, the cast, it's phenomenal.
Yeah, it's great. I love the scene where what's his fucking name? The character who's meant to be Vincent, is it Vincent Price? He's meant to be Vincent Price.
Yeah, he's Peter Vincent. Yeah.
Peter Vincent, yeah. When he notices that Jerry has no fucking reflection,
Yeah.
that's like my favorite bit. She's like, fuck.
Yeah.
It's really fun. Dr. Impossible says Judge Auntie had a significant falling out with Paramount when he made Explorers, but Dante had never explained why.
Okay.
Oh,
That's a fun film.
I've not seen that.
Yeah. Ethan Hawke's in it, but he's like 10 in the movie.
Mm. So it says we need another Simon Pegg and Nick Frost film.
Yeah, I can see that.
What was the last film they did as a pair?
It was either Paul or is it The World's End?
Did World's End come out after Paul?
Yeah, I think it did. Yeah.
I've not seen that Paul movie.
Yeah. It's good fun.
I've not seen The World's End for that matter. When it concerns the Cornetto trilogy, I've seen Shaun of the Dead and Hot Fuzz, and I think Hot Fuzz is the better movie.
Yeah, I'd safely say World's End is the weakest of the trilogy.
Oh yeah, fair.
Yeah.
When you say weakest, you still say it's still a bit of fun though.
Yeah, it's still watchable, it's still enjoyable, but when you're comparing it to the first two, it's the weakest, I'd say. Yeah.
Fair enough. We have Mr. James. Welcome to the stream. He says, "Hey legends." I wouldn't go that far, James. I wouldn't go that far.
Hey James.
Hope you're doing well, James. Hope you're keeping positive and keeping your head up and stuff, you know?
Yeah.
Just keep going. Who gives a shit about all the drama bollocks? Anyway, what am I saying? What were we going? Luke asks, are you looking forward to Halloween Ends, Jason and Andy? I'm looking forward to it ending, yeah. To be honest. It won't. They'll announce another fucking trilogy afterwards. But I really didn't like Halloween Kills. Mm-hmm. So I have no real interest in this. I'm going to watch it, of course. I'm going to see how it kind of wraps it up. There's meant to be almost like a 5 years time skip from what I've read, and also it's meant to take COVID-19 is meant to take some precedent in the story, which I don't think is why. Like it just seems a bit. They've made the bad mistake here that the whole trilogy should have been set in one night. So you've got the first Halloween 2018 where it goes through that first day and first night. Then you've got the middle film Kills, which is the rest. Everyone's trying to hunt him down. This like part of the night, and then End should have been the end of the night.
Yeah,
but they're doing it's weird. It's so weird. It's a weird decision having a time skip. Because what has Myers done? Because at the end spoilers, at the end of Kills, he just stands at his window. So has he been standing at his window for 5 years? Like what has he been doing? That's the thing I don't understand. Unless they explain why, the reason for the time skip, it just seems a bit weird. It seems a bit strange to me. But yeah, I definitely think Halloween 2018 is a much better film than Halloween Kills.
Okay.
I think they made the mistake of announcing a trilogy because with that, when you go in knowing that there's going to be another film after this, it even more feels like a filler movie to me, and it really felt just. It was gloriously gruesome and brutal in the kill department. That's always fun, seeing Michael Myers kill. Not that it has to be gruesome because in the original it wasn't pretty much no blood in the original, but I just feel like from a story perspective it was kind of hollow, empty, and evil dies tonight. Yeah, pretty much the movie. Sean Sheridan says, "Do you like Inception?" I have not seen that movie.
Okay, I think it's pretty good. Yeah, I enjoy it. It's not one of my favorites, but yeah, I still think it's a good film. Yeah.
Euphoria Pictures, Keith, welcome to the stream. I'm probably well late to this comment. About 20 minutes late. Hello, Jason and Andy. Hope both of you doing well. Any exciting pickups recently?
Hey, Keith.
I mean, I would show, but I can't get up and get any of them. I suppose I could get some of them over here. Where?
Yeah, I'll go and grab some of mine.
So I picked up the original Pet Sematary on 4K. Never seen this film, so I'm looking forward to checking it out for the first time. That's a good one. What else do I have? I got my first few Blue Underground releases. So I got Dead and Buried 4K on Blue Underground. I got the Toolbox Murders 4K on Blue Underground, and I got Uncle Sam 4K on Blue Underground. So really looking forward to checking those 4Ks out for sure. I do have a pickups video coming out maybe Tuesday with like a massive stack load of stuff. So if you want to know everything that I've picked up recently, you can check that video out when that drops. What have you picked up recently, Andy?
So I recently got the Warner Brothers new release of Poltergeist, the 4K Steelbook. Awesome. Rewatched this the other night. Had a great time with it. I will say, on rewatch, if you don't like things like flashing lights and if you've got like epilepsy, maybe stay away from this movie because there's some scenes in it which could really, really set it off.
Yeah, good shout.
But yeah, it's still a fun movie. I still really enjoy it, and I got the 4K The Lost Boys. Love this film. Yeah, it's fantastic. I'm just not big on the actual cover.
Yeah, it's a bit crap.
It's a bit lackluster for me. 4K transfer is fantastic though.
The artwork on the box is quite good though.
Yeah, the artwork on the box is really nice. Really, really do like that.
Did that come with a standard edition as well?
Do
they release a standard version?
I'm not sure. We got this really nice comic book with it.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's awesome. And you get obviously your posters and art cards and everything, but yeah, the transfer on it just looks phenomenal. So yeah, they're just some of my pickups.
Adrian Possible asks, what film will you be watching for Halloween? Something new or something different? Thoughts? Probably something something new or something different. That's the same thing, isn't it? Because it'll be different because it's new. I don't know what. Halloween's always weird because I never know what I fancy watching on Halloween. I have my go-to stuff like Halloween, in Nightmare on Elm Street, maybe one of the Friday the 13th. I don't know. I hate these questions because it's like I can't think. My brain goes dead. I don't know. Probably Alien because I love Alien. Love that movie.
Alien's great.
Something new. Something different. My brain's not working for me.
I mean,
I
probably
could
something.
say Cemetery
Yeah.
for Halloween. Not seen that yet.
Something new. I think this Halloween would probably be Halloween Ends, just to see what that's like when that comes out. But my usual go-to is I always watch Halloween 1, 2, and 3 on Halloween night. I just watch the three of them back to back. And this year's the first time I'm going to be watching them in 4K because I bought them months ago, but I haven't sat down and watched them in full yet. I've wanted to save them till October, so that's going to be. I'll be seeing them in 4K for the first time.
Yeah. That's cool. I missed out on those sets. I'm really kind of a bit upset about it, but oh well.
Yeah, I only got the first 3 because I can't justify paying £30 for Halloween 4 and 5. I really can't.
I've not seen those ones.
Yeah, they're not the best.
Sean says Red Dragon is decent. Hannibal is fairly mediocre.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Then he says Rising is crap.
Yeah, 100% agree. Yeah.
Pete says the Hannibal TV series is top stuff. Mads Mikkelsen is superb as a titular cannibal.
Again, just not got into the TV show.
Yeah, I've not watched any of that either. Yeah. Lou says, I don't really like movies with extended victim torture like House of a Thousand Corpses or Devil's Rejects. The Hills Have Eyes, Hostel, etc. It just feels in bad taste. Yeah. I wouldn't say bad taste, like it. I think films will be films, but like, I'm just going to put my thoughts on what he said. So, House of a Thousand Corpses is shit. It's just trying to be Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I don't like that film. I don't think it's very good. I've not seen Devil's Rejects, but a lot of people prefer Devil's Rejects over House of a Thousand Corpses. So just to let you know, Devil's Rejects is the sequel to House of a Thousand Corpses.
Okay.
From what I've heard, most people prefer Devil's Rejects over the original film. The Hills of Eyes, I don't care for the original, but I really like the remake. I can sit here and defend the original Hostel all day because that's a really good film. Yeah, is it nasty and horrible and brutal? Yeah, but I think it tells a pretty good story, and the actual idea of it is really horrible because it actually is. You know, Eli Roth said it's based on something he read that in China, at the time in China, you could go into China, pay 1,000 yen or whatever it was, whatever the fucking currency is, Chinese Hong Kong dollars or something. I don't know. Whatever the currency is in China, you go into a room, pay 1,000, whatever, and shoot someone in the head.
Right.
So he took that story that he read, like it was like a news report, and he spun it into the film Hostel. And it's meant to be, it's quite a clever film because it's meant to be like basically showing how basically blind and stupid the American youth is to the wider world.
Right.
And how kind of they think, you know, in the movie you see they think they are all special because they're like, I'm from America and all that. I really like that film. I've always liked it since it came out. And I will defend until the end. Yeah. That right?
I've seen Devil's Rejects, but I haven't seen House of a Thousand Corpses. And like you, I do like the original Hills Have Eyes, but I also do like the remake as well. I think they're both, for me, they were both enjoyable movies, but I've not seen Hostel.
Hostel's good. Yeah. I recommend if you can stomach really kind of like just really violent stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen a lot worse violent films nowadays, but in 2003, 2005 when it came out, it was pretty grim. It was pretty like brutal for the time. And it's funny because people say like, oh, Saw, you know, people say Saw started the whole torture porn kind of subgenre. You go and watch that first Saw movie. There's nothing torture porn about it, really. I think it was films like I don't like that term anyway. I think it's a bit, a bit shit. But I think Hostel was the one. I think that really kind of pushed the envelope on what kind of films can be made like that.
Yeah.
And obviously, Saw got worse. Saw got more just graphic as it went along, more brutal, and worse in some respects, especially after Saw 2. I love Saw 2. Dodge Impossible says Hannibal is weak in the script department, and even Hannibal's author Thomas Harris despised the film, bar Oldman's performance. I think he missed Foster too. Ted Telly was missed too.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, as he means the actors, I guess.
Yeah, some of the actors. Yeah. It's not great, Hannibal. The best bit of it is probably the ending, that dinner scene. It's grim. I won't spoil it for anyone who hasn't seen it, but it's really grim, but really sort of strange.
Oh, Tally was the scriptwriter on the first Hannibal film, Silence of the Lambs.
Yeah.
Hence why he said the script is weak.
Yeah.
Lou says, "All right, guys and gals, it was nice to be here, but I had to go. Take good care. Bye bye. See you later, Lou. Thanks for joining the stream. Appreciate it." I keep saying his full name. Pete says, "Picture this. It's in the late 90s. You've just finished school and you go to Blockbusters and you can pick one film for the weekend. What would it be?"
The late 90s. I remember going to Blockbusters and picking out Who Framed Roger Rabbit. I had a great time with that.
I can't think, because the 90s, late 90s, that's like a good, 3-year stretch, 4-year stretch. Because I consider late 90s to be 96 onwards.
Yeah.
Or 97 onwards. I don't know. Ignore me. I ain't got what I'm talking about. Picture this is the late 90s. I don't know, because I don't really remember really going to Blockbuster that often. And I don't think I ever went to Blockbuster to rent movies. I always rented video games.
Yeah.
I always browsed the movies, but I don't remember ever really kind of renting anything. And if we did rent stuff, if my parents did go to rent stuff, I was never with them. I'd come home and they go, "Oh, we've rented this." I remember coming home one day and they'd rented Jurassic Park. And I was too young to see it my parents thought I was too young to see it when it came out in the cinema. I think I was like 93. I think I was like 7.
Yeah.
Didn't get to see it in the cinema, but when it came out on video, I've been at school and they must have gone and rented it while I was at school or something, like on a Friday or something, and then I've come home and they've got it for me to watch. So I don't really remember like going to Blockbuster on my own or with my parents. Like a lot of people have like big nostalgia memories for Blockbusters, but I mostly remember Blockbuster towards the end of its life. The PlayStation 3 360 era, the video games. I used to always go there and rent games that I didn't want to pay the full price for.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm trying to think like what would I pick? That's the hard part, because there's loads. Because you could say the late 90s, but what would it be? What would be out to rent? Because I would have said, The Matrix, but I don't think The Matrix would have been ready to rent that early because it was a 99 movie.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's a difficult question, Pete. I haven't got an answer. Dr. Impossible says, have you seen Munchies, the rip-off film to Gremlins? I haven't, but I do have the film Hobgoblins, which is also a Gremlins rip-off movie. If there is a Blu-ray of Munchies, I probably will buy it and have it for my creature feature collection. But I've not seen it. Is it any good or is it really bad? Let me know. Dr. Impossible.
Not seen it.
Valentino guy says, Pete says, there hasn't been hardly any trailers for Halloween Ends, so at least they've learned it in that department. I just hope we get a satisfying conclusion. Spoilers, we probably won't.
Yeah, I think I'm kind of on the same page as you, Jason. I think they're gonna fuck it up.
I'm just being brutally honest about it. Like,
Yeah.
I know Halloween Kills has its fans. I know there's people that really like that movie, but I'm all about, you know, the script has got to be good, the storyline's got to be good. It's got, you know, the film's got to give me a reason to watch. And Halloween Kills kind of pretty much tripped over its feet on pretty much all of those areas, except for maybe the kills. The kills were cool, like they were nasty and really mean spirited and brutal.
Yeah.
But aside from that, there's a lot of problems with that film where it's like, you know, the guy they're chasing in the hospital is not Michael Myers. They should know it's not Michael Myers, but do they give a shit?
No.
How they can mistake him as Michael Myers? Like, by the way, the dude you're after wears a mask.
Yeah.
So you've never seen his face. Well, you might have done, maybe. I don't know. I can't remember if he's. Because I know there's points in both of those movies where he doesn't wear his mask and he has to put it back on. So you might have had a glimpse of his face, maybe for a split second, but he wears a mask for the majority of both movies. So how the fuck do you know what he looks like? So it just bugs me. Like that sequence bugged me. I know people talk about Evil Dies Tonight. I think that whole point is, it could have been a really cool thing where like one guy stands up and says, "I had enough of this shit. Let's make a stand. Let's go after us. Let's hunt him. Let's not let him hunt us." And he says it once. Evil dies tonight, and that's it. That's all you got to do. That really cool, powerful. It's almost like fucking Independence Day. Today we celebrate our Independence Day. Yeah, he said the title of the movie. Let's go. Yeah, but they could have just said that once to get the crowd amped, morale higher. But for them to go through the whole middle chunk of the movie just chanting that over and over and over and fucking over. Even me and Soph watching, we're like, yeah, we get it, we get it, guys. Yeah. Evil dies tonight, but he won't die, will he? No, because he's a god in this movie. Yeah. The writers have made him a god. He's invincible in this movie. I'm sorry, but I keep bringing this up about Halloween Kills. Over the radio, it says that one man killed this whole firefighter team, right? He murders all these firefighters. If you heard that on the radio, one man takes out like fucking 12 firefighters. I'm staying away from that guy. Fucking hell, we knew. Like, I'm like, yeah, I'm out. Like,
yeah.
Anyway, based on Halloween Kills, I have no faith in Halloween Ends. I'm just being brutal. You on the same page?
Yeah, I liked the bit in Halloween Kills where the mob actually thought they were gonna kill Michael Myers. Not the bit where they mistaken the guy for Michael Myers, but at the end
they
surround him and actually, you know, get one up on him and look as if they're gonna, you know, actually gonna kill him. And I actually thought, oh, this is pretty good. I like where this is going. And then they just flipped it, and it's like, no, he's not dead. He's gonna just kill all of you guys. I thought that was quite interesting, and I enjoyed that aspect of the film. But yeah, it's a very, very flawed movie, Halloween Kills. Very flawed. And I just don't have any confidence that Halloween Ends is going to be any different.
Yeah, I read an interview with Jamie Lee Curtis, and she was like, "Oh, it's gonna piss off the fans." Halloween Ends. The only way I can think of that it will piss off the fans is one, they kill Laurie Strode, which they've already done with Halloween, Halloween Resurrection. They've already played that card already. Yeah. But it might be like finite. They kill, they kill Laurie Strode. She's dead. That's it. But that tells you where can it go after that, because you know it's not the end. Or it has Laurie kill Michael. but then that would be going against what is established previously, where he can take like multiple bullets to the chest and survive. So I don't know how they can end it with him dying, where they've pretty much explained through 2 movies that he's unkillable. It's awkward. Like you can kill Laurie Strode, great, yeah. I don't see how that. I don't know why that would piss fans off, because they've done it already, and you probably can see that they probably could do it in this new one. But so I don't know what they mean by it. Well, I don't know what she means by when she says, "Oh, it's going to piss off the fans." Hopefully. Go on, sorry.
So I've heard rumors that he's going to speak, potentially.
I don't think he should.
Unless he has the same voice as the parasite from Brain Damage, because that would be hilarious.
What's that? Say again. Sorry.
Unless he has the same voice as the parasite from Brain Damage, that would be hilarious if he just sounded like
I fucking adore that movie.
Yeah, it's good fun. It's good fun, that film.
It's one of the best fucking creature features ever. I fucking love that film. We can't just keep killing people every time you're hungry. Oh yes, we can, Brian. Yes, we can, Brian. You do anything I want us to do, because you're mine, Brian. I own you. Oh, I fucking love it. It's great. I can't think who voices him though. I think I looked it up, but I forget his name. But he's like proper smooth talker.
Yeah, very well spoken for a parasite.
But he's an absolute fucking bastard as well.
Yeah.
Sean Sheridan says, never seen Inception. It's basically a sci-fi version of James Bond. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought it was to do with dreams and stuff, and it got really, really mind fucky.
Yeah.
It's probably why I haven't watched it, because I feel like I'm just going to be really confused. When I said about Poltergeist, she said you gave the flashing lights warning. I said good shout, because Soph suffers from photosensitivity. So she was like, I might have to skip Poltergeist as I have photosensitivity. Can't deal with too many flashing lights. Yeah, because we watched Alien a little while ago, and the ending is so harsh on the flashing lights that she couldn't really watch the end.
Yeah, Poltergeist. It's the scenes where the TVs go off and the TVs are just flashing black and white.
Yeah,
it's like that is just very like. I don't suffer from like photosynthesis or epilepsy or anything like that, but I felt a bit nauseous just seeing that in 4K. I was just like, whoa, this is hitting my eyes.
Yeah,
those particular scenes.
It's like me, like Soph. She's recently got Shudder, the streaming service.
Mm-hmm.
For when she comes around, we can watch them. I've been putting a load of films in the list. You can make a list of films you want to watch in series. So I've compiled a massive list of stuff that we can watch. That just sounds interesting. And I watched a review of one of the films that I want to watch, because have you heard of the anthology films VHS?
Yes, I've not seen them.
So I've seen the first one. The first one's really good anthology. I've heard the second one's even better. I want to see the second one. They had it on Shudder, so I've put that in our list. But when looking at some of the reviews, people say it's got a lot of shaky cam, and there's one bit where a guy's on a bike and he's got a GoPro, and it's literally like. I'm just I don't think Soph can cope like with all the shaky cam, so maybe I should take that off the list. I don't think I could cope with all the shaky cam either, to be honest. Luke asks, what's your favourite movie of all time? I'm going to sound like a broken record, but I guess it's new to you, Luke. Mine is Godzilla from 1954, the original kaiju masterpiece.
Yeah.
What about you, Andy?
See, this is one of those questions I don't have an answer for. The only two answers I can give are I don't have one. or I haven't seen it yet. They're the only
Or
two
you have many.
Yeah, I have. Yeah, there's too many to choose that I just can't narrow it down to one. Yeah, it's almost an impossible question.
I think mine's Godzilla 54 because it completely it just changed the way I view older movies.
Yeah.
It completely changed the game for me when it was just like, because I always used to find black and white films and films, going into the 50s, going backwards from the 60s, into the 50s. I felt a bit like, yeah, not for me, they're a bit too old. But I think Godzilla, for me, just changed my perspective on those kind of films, and opened the door for me to actually explore the older movies like that, the 50s and the 40s and stuff. And I still feel it's like, as a story, it's incredibly well made, and obviously it made me a long time Godzilla fan forever. And it basically thrust me into a franchise, and obviously you've seen my collection and stuff like that, Andy.
Yeah.
You know how much I love the franchise, but it had such a profound impact on me. That's why I know it's my favorite movie of all time. It's because of all those reasons. Yeah, but I understand it can be. I think a lot of people can't really say, verbatim exactly what their favorite movie is.
Yeah.
I've got a lot of favorites, but if I would pick one, it'd be Godzilla 1954. Sean Jordan says, Halloween 2, 1981 is the most overrated of the series to me. So boring. Halloween 2, 2009 is the most overhated just because it did something different. Fans hated it. It was a solid entry in the franchise. I disagree on both points. Sean, I'm sorry, mate.
I'm with you, Jason, on this one. I love Halloween 2, 81. And I can't stand Halloween 2, the Rob Zombie one. Yeah.
It's even like even the Rob Zombie Halloween, the first one. I don't hate it. I don't think it's terrible. But Halloween 2 is. I just felt like it was just like a glorified music video. It just felt weird. It just didn't feel like a Halloween movie. It's weird because it made Laurie Strode an absolute unlikable cunt in that movie.
Mm-hmm.
She's an absolute fucking unlikable bitch, and I don't like her at all. Like in that film, like really, she's an absolute cunt. Like she's not nice. In that movie. Yeah, it's just weird. Like all these weird dream sequences. It's fucking shit. Like I don't like that film at all.
No, I don't.
Like, and I think Halloween 2 is on par with the original. You can watch those back to back really easily and have a good time, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Halloween 2. That's the one that goes full slasher. That's the first slasher in that franchise for me. Yeah,
a lot of people say that you can tell that it's taken cue from Friday the 13th.
Yeah,
and ramped it up a bit with the gore.
That's the movie you get the blood in.
Yeah. And when everyone says when anyone says Halloween 2 81, I always think of the nurse that gets stabbed from the back and lifted up. Yeah, I love that. But it's her reaction to it as well. I just think it's almost comedic as well.
Yeah.
It's a bit, I don't know. Yeah. Right. Pete says or asks, what are some of your favorite movie poster designs? Godzilla 98. He's just got his big foot down, and it's like with the helicopters going around. I think that's a great poster. The film's not so good, but I think the poster's amazing. That poster.
Yeah. I love the poster for the Fly from '86, where it's just the door to the pod, and you can see like a human arm and a fly's leg coming out the
that's cool.
door. It's a great poster. That
I like Alien, classic, just the egg.
Yeah, just
the Alien poster, just classic. Even though the eggs don't look like that in the movie at all, but I digress. I swear the original teaser for Alien was an egg hatching, like cracking, like a hatching.
Yeah.
But they're not like that at all.
No.
Yeah, I like all the original the Star Wars posters, the original Star Wars
Yep.
trilogy. I really liked the teaser poster for Phantom Menace, where it's just little Anakin with the Darth Vader shadow. Love that. That was awesome.
I
All
thought
the
that was
hype.
going to be in the movie. Yeah.
Hmm?
I genuinely thought that shadow was going to be in the movie at some point, and it wasn't.
Oh.
But it's a great poster. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Problem is, I'm looking at my collection to see if I've got any of the, if any of them come with the original art, and I don't think some of them don't. They've all got like new artwork. I like the Die Hard one where it's just like the Nakatomi building,
Yeah.
and like the explosion at the top. Yeah, there's loads, man. There's loads.
Yeah. I think one of my favorite ones is the original Species poster. I fucking love that poster.
Is that the one where she's on the cover, coming out of the egg?
It's like she's on the cover, and like you can see like the alien body, but like the top half of her is like still human.
Yeah. Natasha Hendridge.
Yeah.
Do you know what? Right, you know what? How I heard about that movie and that actress. It was from South Park.
South Park, yeah.
Because she voices the substitute teacher.
Yeah.
And there's a segment after that episode where they talk about getting her in to do the voice. She goes, Natasha Hendridge is from that movie Species, and boy, we did sure love her acting, right? And they're not talking about her acting whatsoever. So I found out about that movie. Through South Park, and then I remember, like I've told this story before. We used to have this guy come around in the car. Used to have a boot for the videos, and my mum and dad used to rent off him. It's super illegal now if you think about it.
Yeah.
But I remember they had Species there. I don't think if I remember renting it or not, but I remember he had it. I remember seeing it. I think because it was an 18, I wasn't allowed to rent it because my mum and dad wouldn't let me. Hell, when I was younger, I wasn't allowed to. I was banned from seeing the Power Rangers movie because I would start fights in school, thinking I was a Power Ranger. So they were like, if you stop, they're like, you can't watch this. You keep starting fights. I'm so I don't start fights. I just start doing moves on people. It's not starting fights. I promise. It's funny. I'm still trying to think of poster designs I like. My brain's completely dead.
There's a couple for me. I remember seeing in Block. I remember seeing the covers of the videos in Blockbuster. Hellraiser, the first movie. I remember really thinking, "What the hell's that movie about?" When I saw the poster for that.
It's just Pinhead holding the puzzle box.
Yeah, and Elm Street 3 poster for that. I love the poster for that.
I think all the posters are good for Elm Street.
Yeah.
No matter the quality of the movies, 1 to 5, all the posters are great. The artwork is great on all the posters.
Yeah,
I really like the Howling poster.
Yeah,
it's got the tear.
Yeah,
and it's like the girl, like you can see her face, she's like screaming, but like the hand is like in metamorphosis, where like the fingernails are broken off and it's like coming out, claws are coming out. That's a great poster, that one.
Yeah.
Oh, I gotta give this one a shout. Friday the 13th Part 8, Jason Takes Manhattan.
Yeah.
Not the actual poster, but there was one where I saw a poster once where it was like I Love New York, but it had like Jason cutting through it. Cutting through the poster. That's a really cool one I saw. Anyway, Sean says, I can watch Hostel 1. I can watch Hostel, one of the few torture porn movies I can watch. The sequels are crap though. Yes, Hostel 2 shit. I have a bit of a soft spot for Hostel 3. I think it went in a weird kind of cool little direction, but still not that great. You don't see them, have you, Andy? So
no, I've not seen
Sean says Eastern Europe is nothing like Hostel portrays, though. That was poor writing on Roth's part. Yeah, I think it caused a lot of controversy. I think like Oh, where the fuck's it fucking based? I forget where the location they're in. I forget, but it caused a lot of controversy because it made that place look really bad after the film
Right.
came out. Like people were scared to go on vacations to those places because they thought they were going to get kidnapped and murdered.
Wow.
Really, it's not good, is it? Like if your film
No.
if your film ruins tourism for another country, it's not good.
Yeah. No.
It's not a good thing. Luke asks, "Are you looking forward to Mission Impossible 7?" I've only seen the first two, so
Okay.
no.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Those movies from Mission Impossible 3, those movies get better each entry.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
That's quite rare as well, isn't
Yeah.
it?
Yeah.
Name me a good Val Kilmer movie, excluding The Doors, because that movie always gets picked. As in, like, he's got to be the leading role, or can I choose something like Heat, where he's like a secondary character?
Yeah, I think Heat's a legit answer.
Yeah, that's what I would go with, Heat.
There's one I really enjoy. It's like a comedy called Top Secret. It's a lot of fun. That film. Yeah.
Obviously, I could say Batman Forever, but I won't.
He's in True Romance as well.
Oh yeah, true. I love that film.
Yeah, but you never see his face.
I love that film. There is a bit that kind of irks me in that movie though, where you got the oh fuck it, I forgot his name. The gangster dude that comes in and kills his dad.
Yeah, Christopher Walken. Yeah.
Yeah. Like he comes in and he's like, "Oh, where'd you go?" Like all this big like interrogation scene. Kills his dad, and you never see him for the rest of the movie.
Yeah.
Like they establish him as the big bad guy, and you never see him for the rest of the film. I thought that was a bit weird. I felt like when me and Sophie were watching it, I felt like we skipped a bit because I'm like, well, where the fuck's this guy gone? Like he's gone. Like I don't know. I don't know if there's like a director's cut or an extended version or something where he's actually in it more.
Yeah, I don't know, but
they set him up to be the big antagonist, and he just after that scene he disappears. You don't see him again. I was like, what's going on? Do you ever find that weird? Do you ever find it a bit like something's missing here? Like, yeah, it really kind of. I still like the movie regardless of that little detail, but
yeah,
it does.
It's irksome, isn't it? It's just it's one of them little flaws, but I still enjoy the movie.
We have Sean Sheridan's actual YouTube account called The Movie Lair. So
okay.
So go and subscribe to The Movie Lair.
Yep.
And Sean says, I recall going to Extravision every Friday renting movies. Those days are long gone. I know streaming services pretty much killed the rental stores.
Yeah.
I just think it's a bit of a shame.
Absolutely.
It's a bit of a shame. Bit of a shame, like especially I think it's definitely a shame for me when I was into video games because there was no way to try a game out before you buy it, and games are like 60, 70 quid now. So it's like if you don't want to pay that money, tough shit, you gotta wait until it goes down in price. Like, so I found it a bit it's a bit shitty.
I remember the days where you went into Blockbusters or you went to HMV or something and they would have like a game console encased in like a plastic box and a TV and you could try a game out or something like that. That's really the only way you could do it. But I just remember those days.
I remember I went through a bit of a transitional period where it was like Blockbuster closed, but there was this company called Love Film. It was eventually bought by Amazon. And I started subscribing for Love Film, and they would you could put a bunch of games you want and a bunch of films you want to rent, and they'll send you a random one every every month, I think it was.
Yeah.
But it did say that you're more likely to get a movie than a game because games are more in demand for a love film. So I started doing that. They'll just send you a little cardboard sleeve with the disc in. The discs notoriously had this horrible like love film sticker on them.
Yeah.
So when you go to charity shops, sometimes you'll just like come across like blank cases with these like horrible love film discs in them, where they've just been trying to get rid of old stock at love film. But yeah, I did that for a little while, and I kind of got bored of waiting around a month because once you send it back, you can send it back at any time. You can keep it for as long as you want, and then send it back when you finish. So like, I say a month because usually I'd get a couple of films in, and then maybe a game, and then I play the game. Take me a little while to finish the game, and I send it back, and it takes them a while to get you another one out. But then I remember having love film, and then someone was like, "Oh, there's this thing called Netflix, and it's all just online." And I was like, "Oh, cool!" And that's when I found Netflix. I moved over to there, and I've been like on a weird kind of like, I'll subscribe for a little bit, then I'll unsubscribe. I'll jump back on for a little bit. I think the first big event that made me subscribe to Netflix was the final season of Breaking Bad. Yeah. Netflix had exclusive streaming rights for Breaking Bad for that last season, and I remember that's the only reason I wanted to subscribe to Netflix back then for the first time was Breaking Bad, and it was worth it. It was completely worth it for that last season. Sean says the whole point of the chase scene in Halloween Kills is to show what mob mentality can do to a person when you want to a person when you want revenge. Common sense goes out the window. I guess so. Doesn't make that scene good though. I honestly, Sean, I appreciate the breakdown, but I don't know. Maybe on a rewatch, I might change my mind, but it just still feels like a filler movie in a trilogy, much like Last Jedi. It's not as bad as Last Jedi, in my opinion, but it has that similar kind of. It's the odd one out. It's the big odd one out. Well, it might be. You never know. Ends might be worse, but I guess we'll see. Yeah, Pete says Big John, Little John was the best part of Halloween Kills.
Yeah. I'd agree with that, Pete.
I think they had a very good idea. Like, I liked their scene because they decided to split up, but they were doing like a back and forth to make sure each of them was okay. And I thought that was clever. It's actually like characters being smart about it. You know, I thought that was clever. I didn't like. I think it was Little John. He just stood there and goes, "Michael, you're home," and they just stood there and let him get killed. I'm like, what? Why are you just fucking running away, you twat? Like, there's some really cool, smart decisions, and there's some really dumb decisions in that movie.
Yeah.
It irks me because of all the Halloween movies, to do a really cool Halloween 3 cameo with the masks, that was not the film to do it in.
No.
But they did it, unfortunately. Dr. Impossible says, Andy, did you ever see the Vietnam film made by Paramount with Gene Hackman called Uncommon Valor? Jason, Munchies is fine if you like a cheesy film. I'm all about cheesy films.
I've not seen that Vietnam film, though, with Gene Hackman, Uncommon Valor. No. Sorry.
I really like Gene Hackman, though, so...
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
I like him as Lex Luthor. Mr. Luthor. I like him as Lex Luthor. Yeah. It's funny because I remember reading about it, and people were like a bit miffed about him not being bald. But there's a scene where you can clearly see he's got a wig collection. So he is bald, but he wears wigs.
Yeah.
Clever little details in movies, I love. Man, fucking the stream's not letting me fucking block things. I digress. Sophie says, that sounds horrible, my love. I don't mind found footage, but when it's super shaky, it gives me motion sick. Yeah, I remember like the first real bad like found footage movie to do that was Cloverfield. I remember that had big like motion sickness warnings when you go and see that. That's a really good kaiju movie. I really like that movie.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't like that many found footage movies, but I think like out of the ones I like, that's one of the better ones. Cloverfield, Wreck's fucking awesome. I love Wreck.
Yeah, Wreck's good.
My brain's just went, now I can't think of anything more. Paranormal Activity is probably the best of that kind of haunted bunch. Horror bunch. So it says, I sound so fun to watch films with. It's not your fault, Soph. You can't help. Luke asks, have you watched my car boot video, Andy?
I haven't, Luke. No, sorry. Go around to it yet.
Sean says, Halloween 2, 2009. I get why people don't like that one, fair enough. But Halloween 2, 1981 is so boring. It's just Michael wandering through a hospital killing characters. You don't care about Snorefest. Again, I disagree.
I do like Halloween 2. No, it's not for everyone. I don't think it's as good as the first movie, but it gives you that conclusion. I think if you want more of the first movie.
Luke asks, Jason, show us all your steelbooks. I don't really like steelbooks that much, so I've only got like a handful, but they're right over on the other shelf and I can't be asked to move. Sorry. I might have to do an updated steelbook collection at some point because I've sold some and I've got some new ones. And sometimes if a film comes out and there's only a steelbook, because when Malignant came out, there was a Blu-ray, but the steelbook was actually quite nice, so I went for the steelbook.
Yeah.
And there's the two Hulk movies that came out on 4K steelbooks, but it's like got an out of box and it's like really well packaged.
Yeah, those
an out of box does wonders for a steelbook, I think.
Yeah.
Rather than just having the steelbook, having like an out of box for it to go into just adds that premium to it, I think. Sorry, got the coughs again. We've got someone called Triggles in the chat. Welcome to the stream. They said, ever seen Spice World the movie? I have not.
Yeah, I have, and controversially, I quite like it.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Ultra Impossible says, I was going to say real genius with Kilmer, but Thunderheart with Val Kilmer was decent. FBI agent investigates a murder on an Indian reservation, directed by Michael Apt. This makes me realise I've not seen many Kilmer films at all, to be honest.
Okay.
I think I've seen Heat, and I've seen Batman Forever, and Press Bat.
The Saint's a good one. I quite like that one.
I've not seen that. See, it's a trend. Sean says, there's three things I agree with everyone on Halloween 2, 2009. Loomis is an asshole in it. The white horse is weird. That aside though, I dig how different it is in a series where most movies are the same. I guess that's fair.
That's an interesting take on it, yeah.
We have Scotty Movies in the chat. Welcome to the stream.
Hey, Scott.
Hi, guys. I watched Halloween H20 for the first time the other day. Not great. Nothing really happens to the last half an hour. I've not seen that one.
I'd say aesthetically, it's the one that looks the closest like the first movie. But yeah, it is pretty dull until the end.
Sean says, I don't hate Halloween 2, 1981. I have fun with it. There are far worse entries in the franchise, like Halloween 5 and 6, but it is a poor follow-up to the first movie.
Okay.
I think it's as good as it was going to be. I think because obviously Carpenter didn't want anything to do with it, and if you think about it, it could have been a lot worse. I think it's pretty decent for what we got, and I think it follows on from the first film pretty well, in my opinion. Anyway,
Yeah.
We've got the last comment here. Soph says, I have seen Batman Forever, Top Gun, and True Romance. Not seen much Val Kilmer films. Oh, yeah, I forgot he's in Top Gun. He was in Willow, but we did not get that far into that. Yeah. Trying to rewatch Willow was a tough one. It hasn't held up very well. There's a new one. It's going to be it's on Disney Plus. They're putting out a new one, but it's not a remake. It's actually going to be a direct sequel. It's going to be the Halloween treatment.
Okay.
Where it's like directly after the first one, which is weird, like 40 years later or whatever. But yeah, with that being said, guys, I think I'm going to call it a night, I think, because I'm quite tired and I've got this cough and it's really annoying.
Yep.
Soph says it was tough because I kept making jokes. Yeah, I kept making I kept making tenable jokes because it was fucking, what's his name?
Warwick Davis.
Yeah, and I kept going but is it tenable? And making jokes, but it was quite fun. But yeah, with that being said, I'm going to call it a night. Last couple of comments here. I think the main issue with Halloween 2 is there is no love in the script for me. Well done, Carpenter. Well done, Carpenter does not like this movie. Yeah. Platinum Guy says the same Kiss Kiss Bang Bang and Deja Vu are decent Val Kilmer films. See, I've not seen any of those. Right, we're going to call it a night. Thank you everyone for joining the stream. It's been really good. Had a good conversation with stuff. Sorry about me being a coffee little bastard, but that's just the way it is. I probably will see you on the stream sometime next week. Obviously the days are random at this point. But yeah, see you all next time, and hopefully you can check out the videos that I put out this week, and hopefully check out Andy's channel as well. So yeah, take care everyone. See you soon. Bye.